All right, little rugged Obsidian 9, not really review, but just kind of go over. Cleaning is extremely important with 9 millimeter, a lot of pistol caliber stuff. Rifles, you don't really have to worry too much about, and I'll tell you why. So I've probably put way more rounds than I should have through this without cleaning. And kind of doesn't matter as much at at this end of it when you have a tri-lug adapter, which is what I normally use. But if you look down in there, there is supposed to be little ridges down in there in which these little teeth will sit in and lock. So that when you thread it onto your pistol, it won't just keep spinning. So now, because it's so gunked up down there, and I'm not exactly sure how I'll go about getting all that carbon out of those little ridges, this thing just sits, and then when I do it on the pistol, it just grinds on top of it. One of the things that you do have to think about is with this. This is a good suppressor where it comes. Sorry, this is a good suppressor for pistols and PCCs, pistol caliber carbines. It's pretty universal. But when you're running it on a pistol, because the barrel, goes back and forth and it's not fixed, you need to have the Nielsen device with the spring. However, when you switch it to a pistol caliber carbine, you cannot have the Nielsen device on it unless the pistol, unless you have something like the SMG 45, which actually has like a barrel that moves back and forth. But for a fixed barrel, what you need to do is you need to put on a spacer, and the spacer just goes in there because you don't want that spring going back and forth when you do it. So here's the spring here's the spacer right there, and that's how simple it is to change out. Just take it out. You want to put it back on a pistol. Boom. Boom. And you're ready to go on a pistol. But like I said before, don't do what I did. Cleaning on pistol caliber suppressors is extremely important, especially if you're using like a universal one that is like a rifle one. The Omega 36 would be one that pops up into my head. You're not really going to have to clean it in between rifle use, but you're definitely going to need to clean it if you're using it for pistol calibers in between 20. Obviously 22 is probably the most dirtiest, but it's just not enough. I don't know the scientific word for it, but just not enough boom